Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the three fires that fuels the progression of all metabolic diseases. The other two are insulin resistance and oxidative stress. But what exactly is inflammation? And what the heck does chronic low-grade mean? Are there any other types of inflammation? And what causes inflammation? And most importantly, how to prevent or reverse inflammation? The answers to all these questions coming right up in the inflammation story. My name is Prashant Karade. I am a storyteller in the guise of an engineer. I love understanding difficult concepts and explaining them in the simplest way to others. I am an entrepreneur. I started my current venture One Step in 2024. The goal of One Step is to make health and wellness easy to understand and possible to achieve. These videos that I am making are in service of the first part of the goal, which is to make health and wellness easy to understand. The storyteller in me absolutely loves that. The mission of One Step is to make a positive impact in the lives of 1 million people by the end of 2027. I would absolutely love it if you become a part of this mission as well. Enough of my intro. Now back to inflammation. So, what is inflammation? It is your body's natural response to injury, infection, or other irritants. It serves as a protection mechanism to remove harmful stimuli and initiates the healing response. There are two types of inflammation: acute and chronic. Acute inflammation is the immediate early response to injury or illness. It shows up as redness, heat, swelling, and pain. That can cause discomfort, but it is an indication that your immune system is working properly to heal and protect you. So it's absolutely necessary. Without it, we will literally die. It usually resolves quickly once the cause is eliminated. Chronic inflammation, on the other hand, is caused by persistent irritants or diseases. It is not necessary. If you have it, you should identify its causes and eliminate or mitigate them. But as you will see later in this video, most people don't do that. So it ends up being chronic or an everyday thing. It is low in intensity as compared to acute inflammation, which is why it's called low grade. But don't get fooled by that word. It can have absolutely disastrous consequences in the long term. It fuels the progression of all metabolic diseases, including heart disease, the number one killer. So if you have it, please do something about it. What is the mechanism of chronic inflammation? It is as follows. There is some microscopic injury somewhere in the body. The immune system sends WBCs, the worker cells of the immune system, to the site of the injury. These initial WBCs release cytokines. Cyto means cells and kine comes from the Greek word kinesis, which means movement. So cytokine literally means cell movement. Cytokines are essentially protein molecules which act as messengers and attract more WBCs to the site. Then the healing process begins in earnest. However, before it can fully finish, there is more injury. The source of chronic inflammation is persistent irritants or diseases. Remember? In many ways, you can think of inflammation as the process of signaling for help. To turn on this process, your body needs omega 6 fatty acids, which you get from animal foods, nuts and seeds, and vegetable oils. To turn it off, your body needs omega 3 fatty acids. You get it in the form of EPA and DHA from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies, herring, and tuna. You get it in the form of ALA, short for alpha linolenic acid, from nuts and seeds. But your body can't use ALA directly. It has to be converted to EPA and DHA, the usable forms of omega 3 fatty acids. By the way, fatty fish don't produce EPA and DHA, algae do. Small fish eat the algae and big fish eat the small fish. That's how they end up with EPA and DHA. That's also why farmed fish often have very little EPA and DHA as compared to wild caught fish. So are omega 6 fatty acids bad? Absolutely not. Your body needs them to turn on the inflammation process. But your body also needs enough omega 3 fatty acids to turn it off. In other words, your body needs both in the right ratio. Then the next question is, what is the right ratio? As it turns out, the right ratio is anywhere from 1:1 to 4:1. However, in the case of many people, The ratio is anywhere from 20 is to 1 to 50 is to 1, if you can even believe that. Then is it any surprise that these people have chronic inflammation? But the question is, why is the ratio so high? It is because of the consumption of seed oils made from sunflower, safflower, grapeseed, rapeseed, also known as canola, cottonseed, corn, and soy. These seed oils are also used in junk food, which is basically ultra processed food manufactured in factories that comes in attractive packets and is generally endorsed by celebrities. Many people consume junk food multiple times a day and therefore have a highly skewed ratio. There is one other danger with junk food. They contain hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated seed oils. That increases the shelf life of junk food. But have you thought why that happens? The answer will shock you. It is because bacteria can't break down the trans fatty acids, or TFAs in short, that are formed during the hydrogenation process. So once these TFAs get inside your body, they can stay there for long periods of time, causing inflammation and a lot of damage over the long term. Using hydrogenated seed oils is great for the profit of junk food companies, but it is absolutely disastrous for your health. Remember that. But are seed oils really inflammatory? What does the research say? Well, the verdict is not unanimous. Some research papers say yes and some say no. However, if you dig into the research funding, a pattern emerges. If research papers are industry sponsored, they are more likely to conclude that seed oils are not inflammatory, and vice versa. That's a big smoking gun as far as I am concerned. After that, I am sure the question in your mind is, then who do I believe? I say don't believe anybody. Find out for yourself. You can do that by following this simple 3-step process. Measure your HSCRP, short for high sensitivity C reactive protein. It is a very good measure of inflammation. Then stop consuming seed oils for 3 months. Then measure your HSCRP again. If it reduces noticeably, you can conclude that seed oils caused inflammation in your body. This will be easier if HSCRP reduces quite a bit and if some other symptoms which you had also go away. Of course, I understand that it's easier said than done because you have to keep everything else the same, which you may or may not be able to do. But it's surely worth a shot, I would say. There's something else that I want to tell you. Do you know the yearly revenues of big pharma companies? Pause this video for a moment, think of some answer, and then resume this video. It's $1 trillion every year. And what's the yearly revenues of big food companies? If you didn't know that there is such a thing, well, now you know. You might have heard some or most of these names for sure. Their yearly revenues are $6 trillion. That's 6 times Big Pharma's yearly revenues. Now, let me ask you another question. If somebody or something threatened these yearly revenues, what would they do to protect it? The answer is obvious, everything under the sun. These companies are trying to maximize their profits, even if it comes at the cost of your health. Don't ever forget that. And then decide who to believe and what to do. So, what do? I don't consume seed oils. I don't consume junk food either. Even if you give me a free yearly subscription of it, I will not consume it. Even if you pay me some money on top of that, I will still not do it. Thanks, but no thanks. I buy the best ghee that money can buy in India. That's Anveshan's A2 Desi Cow Ghee. The link to it is in the description below. And last but not the least, I eat home cooked food most of the times. I have reduced eating out and ordering from outside a lot because restaurants are also commercial entities who are trying to maximize their profits, even if it comes at the cost of our health. What are the other top sources of inflammation? Environmental toxins lead to inflammation. No surprises there. Stress and poor sleep make everything worse, including inflammation. Smoking and alcohol consumption also cause inflammation. But the top two sources of inflammation are high blood sugar and high blood insulin. High blood sugar is due to a combination of excess consumption of sugar, refined carbs, and junk food, and physical inactivity. And high blood insulin is a consequence of high blood sugar. So, if you have inflammation, please do something about it. More specifically, find ways to eliminate or mitigate these factors that will have a huge impact on your long term health. That's it. Thank you for seeing this video all the way to the end. I hope you now have a clear understanding of what inflammation is, what causes it, and most importantly, what you can do to reduce it. If you do, please drop a comment and let me know. Also, hit the like button and share this video with your loved ones as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get notifications when I post new videos. And you can download the One Step app and start using it for free. It is available on the App Store as well as the Play Store. You can scan these QR codes or get the links from the description. Signing off from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.